Every day of both those two careers spanning 27 years, 7 in cancer research, 20 in big pharma, I felt like an imposter. That's what living out of alignment feels like. Even though I put on the big smile and won sales awards, I would win the trips at the end of the year. Everybody thought I was so successful, driving the company car, having an expense account. You know, I felt like a piece of crap on the inside. I was a total crap magnet. And I had to live that way on purpose because I was meant to show people that even though you live out of alignment virtually your whole life, you can still come back and be a miracle magnet.
We're
Wow.
muting ourselves and quieting ourselves and making ourselves smaller to make
Oh,
other people feel comfortable. Why
oh,
are we self-censoring, and what is the
oh,
cost?
oh my God. I get chills as you say that. Like it makes me want to cry because there's so many people that have these incredible missions. And yet the old patterns, the old conditioning, the old traumas keep them in the box. And this is what we need to break out of the box of old beliefs, like BS, right? Belief systems, old belief systems. And the way you were raised to just be the good girl, so many of us, like me, Catholic Italian, like do it the way we say, right? And really like the world just, the fucking patriarchy, right? Like they want us to be a certain way. And so we self-censor. We're afraid to be ourselves because, what are they going to think of us? Am I going to be judged, And this is why the inner work is so important because we need to break out of those boxes and have the courage to be ourselves, and messy and awkward and imperfect. And that's me. And just, and just have the courage to do it, So yeah, it just makes me want to cry when I think of how much we're doing that.
We're doing that
Yeah.
so much. And we know that it's costing us our authenticity. And something we've been
Yeah.
exploring on the show lately, and we're going to get into this in the Happier series in the summer, is that authenticity equals soul. And so for us to
Yes.
not be living out our soul's purpose is a fucking insult to God.
Right?
It's an insult to the universe. It's an insult
Yes.
to everybody around us. Not only
Yes.
that, we're modeling for
Yes.
everybody around us, including but not limited to our kids, that it's not
Yes.
safe to actually be ourselves. So we need to
Yes.
break out of, I love that you called it the BS box. Let's break out of the
Yes.
bullshit box. And
Yes.
once
Yes.
we do that, I'm wondering, because everybody who's here with us is like, yeah, like they know that there's this inner work that
They
needs to
get
be
it.
done. Many of
Yeah.
us have been doing it. When we break out of the bullshit box, how
Yeah.
can we tell the difference between being authentic and being an asshole?
Never been asked that. That is so good. Being an asshole is ego at play, right? Ego is not our amigo, as one of my mentors likes to say. And being an asshole is power over someone, So in my work, we talk about not being power over an asshole, a bully, and not being power under a victim. I'm not good enough. I'm going to play small and have you like me, right? We talk about doing the inner work so you can be power with. Power with is where the magic is where the authenticity is where you have the courage to be you because you've done the inner work, you're here for more, and you have the courage to do it anyway. Even if it's scary, you still speak your truth. Authenticity, I'm sure you've heard this, Ryan, is considered the highest vibration in the universe. Even more than love, even more than joy, authenticity is the highest vibration. Yeah.
So we're walking this tightrope then between, in our ego, power over, and, oh, little poor small me, power under, right? And so we're on this tightrope. And something that comes up for me viscerally is this fear because we're on the tightrope. It's a courageous place to be. It's a freeing place to be. It's also possibly a scary
Yeah.
place to be. So, how are we inching through those fears and doubts that consistently come up? Because, like, listen, we're human.
Two things, the right mindset that supports you, whatever that might be, and the right community. You need to be with the right people. Where in my work, and I have an incredible global team of facilitators of my work, we talk about feeling safer than virtually any community we've ever been a part of, seen, celebrated, and supported. Because when you're able to be in that state, there's nothing you can't accomplish. And it doesn't matter what the haters say and the haters do, or your family that love you and they're just trying to protect you. "Oh, don't do that. That's scary." It's about being with the right people where you are inspired, where you're encouraged to be your best, most aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed self. That's what it's about.
Wow, I did not think you were gonna say that. I'm like, mindset, yep, check, got it. And then you come in there with community. I think so many of us
Um,
feel lonely in this journey
yeah,
of self-discovery, and it feels like we're out there on the tightrope alone, and we're like, where is
yeah.
everybody?
Yeah, where are my people?
Where are my
Where are the
people?
people where I can feel safer, seen, celebrated, supported? That's what I say because I do believe that is the total antidote to living inauthentically.
How do I find this values driven community who's similar
Yeah,
to me,
yeah.
but also who will push up
Mm.
against me a little bit because they come from
Mhm.
different walks of life and
Uh-huh.
believe different things than I believe, but who are also massively, wildly supportive. So, the community that you're talking about, how
Yeah.
the heck did you first find them? And how did you know, like, these are my people?
Guess what? I brought them together. I'm the glue that brought everybody together.
Of course.
I am I am Chief Miracle Magnet, the legacy whisperer. I'm all about us doing our inner work, becoming aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed so we can thrive in our missions. And that's what this work does. It saved my life at rock bottom, my unique modality. So now I have a global, incredible team of people that facilitate it. So I brought them together. They're my community.
Obviously. Way to tee that one up, Ryan. I mean, that's so amazing, and I, like,
And they're the
obviously not.
best people on the planet.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised at all. You said I'm like, you said the legacy whisperer. Oh
Yeah.
my god, what does that mean?
Ooh.
I can feel it. I can feel it, but what
Oh.
does it mean with
Oh
words?
my god. Oh my god. So, I am the legacy whisperer. That's a moniker that literally just dropped in the last couple of months because I'm doing as a coach, so I'm a life biz and legacy coach, right? So, lived out of alignment virtually my whole life. I was a people pleaser, I was an imposter, I was what I call a crap magnet. I attracted crappy things because I wasn't living authentically. Then I had a blessed breakdown and a spiritual breakthrough that allowed me to get receive these teachings and tools that not only saved my life, my sanity, my marriage, they helped me achieve my virtual every dream, including a professional jazz artist at 51. Crazy as that is, but that's what happens when you do your inner work and you get out of your own effing way. Effing stands for fear and ego, and you allow yourself to become fully you. I wanted to be a jazz artist when I was 11. My dad told me, "You can't be on stage. Women on stages are sluts." So I was shut down. I wasn't allowed to be me. I wasn't allowed to be authentic. And my father, he was just trying to protect me because he was an artist. He could sing like Pavarotti, but he never did anything with his voice, Ryan, and sadly died 14 years ago with his real music still in him. And I saw what my dad went through because he lived out of alignment as a people pleaser, not being everything he was brought here to be, not fulfilling the legacy he was brought here for as a musician. And it broke my heart to see my dad going through that. Fortunately for me, he showed me what not to be. So I did the opposite. And I got out of my own effing way, fear and ego. And I had the courage to become a pro jazz artist at 51. I'm now a multi award winning jazz artist. I've been doing this for, I don't know, 51. Now I'm going to be 64. So about 13 years. And I've had more musical miracles find me than virtually any musician I know. I've performed for Oprah Winfrey's man, Stedman Graham. If you Google Stedman Graham, Elvira Hopper, you'll see me wowing him online. Okay. It's quite hilarious. I won best band in my city twice the last 3 years. I sang for our mayor's 60th private birthday party, was chosen over every other musician in my city of Mississauga, just outside Toronto. And seriously, am I really the best singer in Mississauga? Probably not. But you know what I am? probably the most aligned singer in Mississauga. I'm doing it from a space of service. This is my legacy to help people to feel like they can do something later in life. When I'm up there on stage, I don't care what I sound like, even if I sound like crap. It's especially important because someone is meant to hear me and go, she started doing this professionally at 51. She's not even that good. I'm going to go do my thing too. So, this is what happens when we have the courage to be ourselves, real and not perfect. We can skyrocket other people as well and go, I can do that. But here's the really cool reason I became a jazz artist at 51. And that's my legacy too. That's part of it, right? I've got an all-encompassing legacy and you do too. And so does everyone else watching this. And I became a professional sound healer. So now I help people heal with sound.
Oh, that's
And
so
I use
beautiful.
my voice and I use my instruments, and people calm down and they heal. Their bodies heal because this is proven by science that it can heal our bodies. And our voice is magic. Whether you think you can sing or not, if you set the intention to help somebody heal with your voice, you will do that. So
Will
I
you
want to
ding that
encourage.
again and put it next to the speaker and then tell us, like, what we're
Oh,
hearing? Like,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, ding it, let us feel it, and then
Yes,
tell
yes.
us,
Okay, I
like
will shut up and just let you feel it. Okay, here we
like,
go.
yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Great Spirit, bless everyone with this sacred sound, that they receive what they need to take their beautiful legacy to the next level. Serve them to their highest and best. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. There's nothing quite like an impromptu sacred sound blessing, I don't think. That was really powerful. What are we hearing? What's the power in your words? Is it intention? Is it what's going on there?
Yeah, yeah, it is intention. So, my intention when I use my voice is to inspire you, first of all, to go do your thing too. I did it later in life, real, not perfect. I'm now, like I said, I've got this is what the universe does. When you're in alignment, when you're doing your legacy, it gives you things like awards and singing for celebrities and showing you that you're in alignment. Just keep going, right? So, this is a sign from the universe that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So that's what the legacy whisper is about. I was able to do it myself, Ryan, and therefore I can help others. I go into their hearts and their souls. That's the name of my first jazz band, by the way, Heart and Soul. I go into their hearts and their souls and I pull out their legacy. I know why they're brought here. So that's the work I do at a very high level. I'm actually doing a beautiful event this November 2026. It's called Legacy at Sea. And I plan on doing them forever, January and July. This one has to be November, unfortunately, but January and July till the day that I die. And it's to serve very high level people on one of the most luxurious ships on the high seas. And I'm bringing all these incredible coaches to these people to support their legacies, right? We're going to have book coaches, speaking coaches, money coaches, the legacy whisperer, all these incredible coaches, 12 of them, and we are going to serve these very high level people that think they know what their legacy is, but have they really, really gone deeper? And so this is the inner work that I do as a coach, that they do as coaches as well. And so uh, I'm chief, legacy whisperer here, but they're also legacy whisperers. But yeah, that's why that name came up in the last couple of months because we've been building this incredible team, and we're gonna sail this November. If anybody's interested, it's not cheap, but it's gonna be incredible. So yeah, and we're sailing from Miami. I know you're in Florida. We're gonna be sailing from Miami. Yeah, on
Amazing.
Splendor.
Send
Yeah,
me the link when you get it, and I will
I
put it
will.
in this description because I know some people's interests are piqued,
Yes.
including mine. So that sounds amazing. Okay, so you step into your legacy, in correlation with becoming a jazz musician, 51 years old. Like, you're not 20, you're not 30, you're not even 40, you're 51. And little Elvira already knew. I mean, how powerful is that? 11-year-old, you
Yeah,
knew.
I
You
knew.
you you knew,
I knew.
and you forgot for a long time.
Well, it
And
wasn't allowed to be me. I
yeah,
said to my little 11-year-old self, "Okay, daddy, I'm not allowed to be who I want to be.
yeah,
Who do you need me to be so you will love me?" And
yeah.
that's when I gave my power away. And that's
Yeah.
when I became not one, but two I had not one, but two solid healthcare careers. He wanted me to be a doctor, Ryan. Well, guess what? I didn't have the marks to be a doctor. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to do something in the medical field. So I became a lab tech and I worked in cancer research, did that for 7 years, wanted to slit my wrists. It's
Yeah.
not who I was. I got bullied. I struggled with depression, anxiety, panic attacks. Hello, the universe saying, you're out of alignment. Get the hell out and do what you're supposed to be doing. But I didn't listen, Ryan. I didn't listen. So I struggled. I put on the big smile and pretended everything was fine. I was making good money. Fortunately, after 7 years of that, I got plucked out to do pharmaceutical sales, which was better, but still, it's not who I was. Every day of both those two careers, spanning 27 years, seven in cancer research, 20 in big pharma, I felt like an imposter. I felt like somebody was going to come and tap me on the back and go, get the hell out. You don't know what the hell you're doing. That's what living out of alignment feels like. Even though I put on the big smile and won sales awards, I would win the trips at the end of the year. Everybody thought I was so successful, driving the company car, having an expense account. You know, I felt like a piece of crap on the inside. I was a total crap magnet. And I had to live that way on purpose because I was meant to show people that even though you live out of alignment virtually your whole life, you can still come back and be a miracle magnet. I went from crap magnet to miracle magnet. Sadly, my father wasn't able to. He died with his real music still in him, literally and figuratively, Ryan. He died with two types of cancer, mental health struggles on meds, and a marriage in shambles. If you're living out of alignment, your body keeps score. That's what can happen. For me, it was a mental breakdown. For my dad, it was a mental breakdown and then cancer. And then his marriage was in shambles, right? So these are the prices we pay for living out of alignment, right? Do you
Yeah.
resonate with that?
Oh my god, back to that self-censorship, what's the cost? The cost is
Yes.
literally,
Your
possibly,
life.
your life, and, your dad just dying with this beautiful gift inside of him that
Oh,
he didn't feel safe to express. It's just
no.
like, many of us here, we want legacy. We want to follow that dream. We wanna do the thing. We wanna start the podcast. We wanna hit
Yeah.
record, we wanna write the blog, we wanna quit the job. We
Yeah.
want these things, and sometimes we keep ourselves back, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, safety. It's a
Yeah.
perceived sense of safety, but we are here to tell you today
Yeah.
that how dare
That's
you
so good. Yeah.
not
How dare you?
follow your
Yeah.
path? How dare you keep the gifts and the talents that you have inside? The whole reason you are meant to be here.
Yeah.
You are here
Yeah.
for a reason. How dare you
Yeah.
keep it from others?
Yes. Well, how can you keep your legacy from the world if that's what you were brought here for? If we don't get your magic, it's going to be tragic. That's what
Yeah.
I want to have people consider. Get the support you need to get out of your own effing way and to be aligned, authentic, fully self expressed. Do it in whatever way works for you. I have a unique modality that saved my life when at rock bottom, all the inner work I did didn't work anymore. And I was meant to bring something new through me. And I had done Tony Robbins. He helped me when I went from the lab into big pharma. He was great. But when I hit rock bottom, Tony's teachings didn't help me. I had to usher something new through me. And it's for people who have been traumatized. So they don't need further traumatization by some modalities. There's this other modality called landmark education. I don't know if you've heard of landmark.
I
Yeah.
have.
I brought 5 people into Landmark. They don't pay you a cent, by the way. They're really smart marketers. I brought 5 people into Landmark. 3 had nervous breakdowns. Why? Because it can be very in your face. And
Yeah.
so when I hit my rock bottom, it wasn't Tony's teachings. It wasn't Landmark. I was Catholic my whole life. God is out there. I'm a lowly sinner. That didn't help my mental health, right? I felt like a piece of crap most days, but somehow it's just what I was conditioned to accept as a Catholic, right? So religion didn't save me, Landmark didn't save me, Tony Robbins didn't save me. Plus, I was a drug rep. I didn't want to take drugs for my mental health conditions, which again, I got bullied in 2 different areas of my life, went to a dark place mentally, and depression, anxiety, panic attacks, bipolar, marriage nearly ending 3 different times. That's the state I was in. That was the universe trying to shake me to wake me. And yet, because I was a drug rep and I saw what drugs did to my dad, He got bullied at work in his 50s because he too lived out of alignment like me, and he had nervous breakdown. He had to go on this strong drug called lorazepam for the rest of his life. He died with his liver massive, and that's probably what gave him liver cancer. So I'm not saying don't take drugs. If you're supposed to take drugs, please take them. For me, they weren't an option because I was a drug rep. I knew too much
Yep.
and I saw what they did to my dad. So I couldn't take, it couldn't it could and oh, and also when I was a new mommy, I went through 2 years of therapy to get over my mommy issues, okay? Has anyone done therapy? And it took yeah, and it took 2 years. If I had done my modality, I would have got over my stuff really quick. But I went through 2 years of therapy because that's all I knew at the time, right? When we know better, we do better. So I knew it couldn't be Western medicine, drugs or therapy. And I knew it couldn't be any of the other things I did and religion. So I said to my higher power at my rock bottom, Brian, when I literally thought my one and only child was better off without me in his life as his mother. Okay. He was about 10 or 11 at the time. Now he's 31, doing really well. Thank you very much. He's manifested this incredible life. Mama taught him how to manifest. But, I thought he was better off without me in his life as his mother. That's how dark it got for me at one point. Because 2 solid years, I was bullied corporately, attracted another bully socially, and hit my total surrender where I didn't wanna live. I said to my higher power, "Give me a way out of this hell. That's not drugs, that's not therapy, that's not Tony Robbins, that's not Landmark, that's not religion, or give me a way of killing myself." Well, guess what, Ryan? I wasn't meant to die, and I wasn't meant to just survive. I was meant to go on and thrive and show others how they can get aligned, authentic, fully self expressed and become miracle magnets too.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah.
So was music the thing, or could you bundle it up
Yes.
into the thing? Like, music was the
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm an
recovering
artist. I'm an
you're an
artist.
artist.
So,
You're an
yes. So I even make
artist.
jewelry. There's one of my designs there. I make jewelry. I sing jazz. I paint. I do all sorts of it. I dance. I used to dance professionally
Yeah.
for our football team here in Toronto. And that was wild. Okay. So when I was 25, I got accepted onto this squad. I was one of the oldest cheerleaders. It was really cute because most of them were like 18, 20 to 23, and I was 25, right? And I'm not a trained dancer. But again, when you're an artist, it's in you. Even if you're not trained, you still do it. Like I got accepted onto the squad. It was crazy. And every time I would go to these games, I would be, leaving the house and I'd have my uniform and my dad would look at me with scorn and he'd go, "You're going to go shake your behind on the field for all the boys to look at you." And I said, "Dad, talk to the hand. I love this." At this point, I was 25. I wasn't 11. I told him to take a hike. I was still going to dance, right? So, like, yes, and this is what we do, right? We have, like, yeah, I had the courage to say that at 25. So, yeah, and I'm also a professional actor. I've been in movies. I played Celine Dion's childhood singing idol in a little movie called Celine. It's on YouTube, and I think it's on like Amazon Prime. But anyway, so this is how I kind of maneuvered my way through life, even though I was living out of alignment. I would have these little sparks of artistry, of creativity. And that's what kept me going. And that's what allowed me to like not kill myself earlier because I was able to have like they would come out, right? Like you can see me, right? Just the way I move, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm an artist, right? Like so this is my legacy. I'm leaving behind a legacy of art, of inspiration, of helping people become miracle magnets just like I was able to. And I have an incredible global team and it's a movement. It's the Miracle Magnet movement, which states all modalities matter. Whatever modalities help you live in alignment with your highest self, your highest power, your highest purpose is what you should do. And I say there's over 8 billion people on the planet, Ryan, and there's over 8 billion ways to love your vibe and be a miracle magnet. You get to choose what works for you. What's in your miracle mix? What keeps you vibrating at a high level of authenticity and joy and love and purpose and legacy, right? What keeps you there? I'm sure you have your things. I have my things.
Yeah.
Everybody here should have their own things. So I just invite them to look at what they're doing. How are they being their best, most aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed self?
So this is really important because what I'm hearing you say is that we are all creators in our own way, and
Yeah.
there's this artistry that must move through us. I mean, it's the animating force of
Yes.
life, right?
Yes,
And something we
yes.
talk about a lot in our family, especially with my kids. I have to give Danielle Neufeld from The Most Important Thing credit because she's the one who
Oh,
said the sentence like this straight out that now I say to my kids. And I say we are creators, not consumers. Do we
yes.
consume? Yes, the art. Yes, we buy groceries from the market. Yes, we do
Yes.
need products and services. And are we creating more than we're consuming?
Yes.
Because that is the key. And
That's the key.
that's the
You
key.
said it. You
And that's
said
what
it.
I'm hearing you
Yes.
say. And so for
Yes.
everybody here who's like, I'm not artistic, I don't know what to create, think back about
Yes.
11 or 7 or 9-year-old you and what did they love to create? What did they love to do? When
Yes.
did they get
Yes.
lost in time? And let that
Yes.
inner child
Oh,
come out and create what they want to create.
yes, and that was my point actually I forgot to make earlier. I was a crappy karaoke singer, so I was doing it from a space of I'm not good enough, but I love it, right? So just like my dad and my aunt, they weren't trained. I wasn't trained. I mean, I'm sure I wasn't that bad, okay? But I say that I was crappy. But you know what? I got tired of being told to stop hogging the mic because I loved it so much. And I said, I'm gonna take some lessons so that I get better at this. And that's what I did. I went and took lessons in my 30s, and that's how I improved my voice. So if anybody's thinking, "Yeah, but I can't do that. I'm not good enough." Just go watch YouTube videos, Sign up for a music class, go take an acting class, like just do something about it and be a creator, not a consumer. Oh my God, that is so important, especially for kids to realize that they're going to be consuming so much online through all of the crap that's out there and to hear your own voice and to create content based on, what lights them up, like they can create their own little YouTube show and do things with their friends and, like do little dances, right? And put it out there and bring joy to the world, right? This is what we do as creators. We can bring joy through our art through our beingness, even if like I was like I said, crappy karaoke singer, took some lessons, got better. But even when I'm on a pro jazz stage, I'm not perfect. And it doesn't matter because if you don't like my voice, there's the door. Don't let it hit you in the ass. I don't really care what you think of my voice. I'm doing what I was brought here to do. And if every one of us can have the courage to do it real, not perfect, when you're painting, paint pictures that suck at first if you need to, because it's like priming a pump, right, Ryan? If you start priming a pump, what are you going to get at first?
Nothing. Air?
Well, you're going to dirt, right? Like
Oh,
you're
dirt.
priming a
Okay.
pump and you're going to
You
get
could see
dirty
how many
water.
times I've
But
primed a
then,
pump.
yeah. But when you keep priming it, when you keep doing it, it's gonna come out clear, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, if you're an artist inside, but maybe you were told you're not good enough from a jealous sister, I don't know, right? Then you stop doing it, but it's still in you to do, So I invite everybody, to consider what is still in me to do. What might be burning a hole in my soul because I'm not doing that thing and it's affecting my health. It's affecting my wealth. It's affecting my relationships. And most importantly, like you spoke to it earlier, maybe the world's not going to get what I got. Maybe I'm not going to live my legacy. Maybe I'm going to leave this world lesser than because I wasn't able to get out of my own effing way, fear and ego, and do it anyway. Right? That just makes me want to cry because I saw my dad die with his real music in him, and nobody has to do that.
You know what's interesting? As you were talking, I thought, you know, maybe, just maybe, your dad came here to show you that you don't want to do pharmaceuticals, that you got to let your real voice shine through. And he had
Yeah.
a funny way of showing it. And it was a challenging way of playing out in your life and his life. And, he, in essence, like, sacrificed his own dream to
Yeah.
show you what you don't want to do. And so, you know, he had that music in him also, like, look what he did for you, you know?
That's so beautiful, Ryan. I'm getting chills, and I think
Yeah.
he's confirming that you're absolutely right. And yeah, he was my gift of contrast, Ryan. I don't know if you follow Abraham Hicks, but those teachings teach that sometimes you have to have gifts of contrast. You have to see what you don't want so you can create what you do want. And that's what he did for me. He was my gift of contrast, absolutely. And
Yeah.
he loved me dearly, and he didn't know any other way, and this is the thing. Sometimes parents do things because that's the best they know, right? And my father projected his fears of being rejected as an artist onto me because he probably felt rejected, right? And so we have to see, where is this advice coming from, And can I say, thank you, dad, thank you, mom, thank you, sister, I'm gonna go do this anyway? Like, can we do that? Oh, yeah, we can. So there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think you have completely turned us all into miracle magnets today. We no longer want to be crap magnets. We want to be miracle magnets. And that you are, Elvira. Your work is amazing. It speaks for itself. Check out Elvira's website, elvirahopper.com/linktree. She's going to give you one
Yeah.
of her teachings from her signature
Yes.
system. And you have
Yes.
tons and tons of resources on there. So go check that out.
Yeah.
Elvira, you are a gift. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ryan. This was honestly one of my best podcast interviews, and I've been doing tons of them over the last 15 years as a coach. You are so gifted at this. You are so in alignment with your purpose. I can pick it up, right? I'm the legacy whisperer. I can see you're in alignment. And keep going, keep growing. There's even more in store, Ryan, because you're young. I'm going to be 64 this year, and I feel like my life is just taking off. There is so much more in store for you as well. I trust you know that.
I trust so much, and thank you for that. It's always really fun to have that reflected back to me. Now I'm crying, and so thank you for that gift, and thank you for acknowledging that. And yes, it's true. The whole reason I'm here is it's big, and it was little. Little Ryan used to play with mixtapes, and
Oh,
she used to
cool.
put, like literally tapes. I mean, you have to be a certain
Yeah.
age to remember tapes. And so
Yes,
I
yes.
used to mash together different music, and I don't remember if I was able to put words in or not, but I just would like lose track of time doing that. I loved to
Yeah.
read, I loved words, I loved performing. And so, yeah, it's interesting. And I forgot that for a number of years, like we said. And so,
Yeah.
thank you. Like this synergy today. It's just, I know for the people who are still here, just like, yes, we are so vibing high right now. And so
Yes.
keep that with you as you walk through your day and your week and your month, everybody, because this is such a gift.
Oh, so much love, everyone.